All right, Bears fans, we've reached the final stretch of organized team activities before the summer break. And while there's technically still one more practice on the schedule, today marked the last session open to the media. And there's plenty to unpack. Even though it's been a quieter phase without all the veterans around, what we've seen, especially from the younger guys and rookies, says a lot about what this team is building going into training camp. Let's talk about what really matters: commitment. Because when you look at who showed up and who's making the most of every rep, one name stands out immediately: Caleb Williams. The second-year quarterback was on the field, locked in, getting those valuable full-speed reps. And that's exactly what you want to see from a guy expected to take that leap from raw talent to legitimate franchise leader. Now officially under new head coach Ben Johnson, the atmosphere is different. This isn't last season's messy environment. This is a clean slate. And Caleb seems fully aware of that. He knows he's not where he needs to be yet, and he's not pretending otherwise. But every opportunity he has to get better, whether it's in a walkthrough, a film session, or just grinding late at night, he's taking it. Ben Johnson even said it himself. Caleb is committed. He's diving into this offense and wants to absorb everything he can before the full squad reports back for training camp. And sometimes you wonder if coaches are sending subtle tests to their players. Like when Johnson made it clear that rookies were expected this week and that second-year guys were optional, you kind of get the feeling that behind closed doors there was a mental note being taken. Not mandatory, sure, but if Caleb had stayed home, that might have said a lot. Instead, he showed up, and if it was a test, he passed it with flying colors. That's been the tone of his entire offseason. No skip chances, no wasted time. He's in the building, doing the work, setting the tone for what's to come, and that attitude matters, especially with a team like this where the offense is still very much in construction mode. There's a brand new system to learn, a new rhythm to find, and a limited window to get everyone on the same page before it all starts to count. Tomorrow wraps up the off-season program, and then it's hands off until training camp. These last reps, they matter. They matter a lot. Because while you can study the playbook all day, there's nothing like on-field reps to speed up chemistry, timing, and instinct. Caleb knows that, and so do his coaches. Ben Johnson also mentioned that Caleb has shown clear growth across multiple areas. His ability to create outside the pocket continues to shine. And while he's still developing as a traditional pocket passer, the potential is obvious. What stands out is how Johnson is already embracing who Caleb is. He said flat out, yeah, Caleb can play on time when the receivers do their part. But when that breaks down, that's when his instincts and athleticism take over. That's when the real magic can happen. You can tell this coaching staff is already planning to let him operate on the move when needed. They're not trying to force him into a mold. They're building around what he does best. Last season, that was a whirlwind. Disappointing, chaotic, at times even brutal. But Caleb didn't crumble under it. He got through it, learned from it, and still managed to flash moments of high-level talent. Now it's about building consistency. It's about taking control. This season isn't just about winning games. It's about answering the question that matters more than anything else. Is Caleb Williams the guy? Can this franchise finally say, we've got our quarterback? Because if the answer is yes, everything else falls into place. And it's not just Caleb putting in the work. Rome Odunze was right there with him this week. Another second-year guy who didn't need to be there but showed up anyway. And that matters. That shows a young core that's already starting to lead from the front. The kind of mindset that could define this team's identity moving forward. You want to build a culture? It starts with guys like this. Now, not everything was perfect. There are still injury situations that bear watching. Luther Burden, for example, wasn't practicing this week. The coaching staff remains optimistic that he'll be a full go by the time training camp rolls around, but there's no sugarcoating the fact that he's missed valuable time. He got banged up at rookie minicamp, and while it's not considered serious, every rep matters for a rookie. That's why you have rookie minicamps in the first place. That's why the final phases of OTAs is so focused on young players, because this isn't college anymore. The step up to the NFL is real, especially in a system as intricate and detail-heavy as Ben Johnson's. And the same goes for Colston Loveland, another high upside talent who's missed a chunk of the offseason. He spoke to the media and sounded optimistic about being ready for training camp, but even he admitted that nothing's certain yet. The next 48 hours are crucial as the medical staff evaluates everyone and sets timelines. For guys like Loveland, who are recovering from surgery, this phase is all about making sure they're progressing on schedule and setting clear expectations for what they'll be able to do once camp begins. Loveland's situation is interesting. He's running routes, catching passes, doing some lifting, but it's still unclear whether he'll be cleared for full contact when camp kicks off. And you can see just looking at him that he's not at his normal playing weight yet. He looks a little leaner, probably in the 230s, which makes sense considering he hasn't been able to fully train like usual. That bulk will come back eventually, but for year one, he might have to rely more on being a receiving threat than a traditional inline tight end. Long term, the plan is for him to be a more complete player, but this year might be more about finding his niche and helping in the passing game while he builds his strength back. Now, does all of this mean panic? Not at all. The Bears are still in a solid spot. They've got depth at tight end. They've got other receivers who can step up. But when you spend 2 top 40 picks on guys like Loveland and Burden, you're expecting early contributions. And missing this time could delay their ability to be impact players right out of the gate. Does that open the door for someone like Olamide Zaccheaus to get more snaps early? Absolutely. That's what competition is all about. The NFL doesn't wait around, and the best players in camp will get the opportunities. But let's not overlook the flashes from other young guys either. Ruben Hippolyte, for instance, the linebacker rocking that defense hat with the bear on it. He's quietly making a name for himself. Calm presence, athletic traits, and competing hard for that third linebacker role. You never know where the next breakout guy will come from, and Hippolyte has definitely left a strong impression so far during OTAs and minicamp. At the end of the day, the Bears are laying the foundation right now. This stretch of practices might not be filled with highlight reels or big media buzz, but this is where cohesion starts to build. This is where guys earn roles, where coaching philosophies begin to stick, and where a young core shows what it's made of. And you better believe the coaching staff is taking notes. They see who's dialed in and who's coasting. They see who's attacking every opportunity and who's waiting for someone to hand them a role. The message has been clear from Ben Johnson. Nothing is handed out. Everything is earned. And this team, more than most, needs that mentality. After all the inconsistency in recent years, this is the moment to turn the page, to build something sustainable. It starts with the quarterback, of course. It always does. But it extends to every corner of the locker room. And with training camp around the corner, the countdown has officially begun. You got young guys buying in. You got a coaching staff that seems focused and organized. You've got rookies grinding for a chance to make an early impact. And you've got a second-year quarterback who's acting like a veteran leader. That's the kind of energy you want going into the most important phase of the off-season. And yes, there are still question marks. Loveland's status, Burden's recovery, some veteran holdouts around the league that could affect how aggressive the Bears get over the next couple months. But overall, the vibes are good. The foundation is being built, and we're about to find out which of these young pieces are ready to rise. As training camp edges closer, all eyes will be on how this group handles the transition from controlled off-season reps to the full-speed intensity that defines the NFL. For players like Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, that means shifting from mental reps and limited conditioning to live-action play. It's one thing to run routes against air and catch passes and drills, but quite another to line up against NFL defenders and be expected to contribute right away. And even though both players carry major upside, their time away from the field may create early season growing pains. The Bears know this. They're not panicking, but they are preparing. That's why veteran depth matters, and why reps in camp will be so critical for everyone, not just the rookies. Because when the pads come on, roles get defined, and the tape starts to matter in a whole different way. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A seismic tremor is reportedly rippling through the NFL landscape, with the most startling of whispers emanating from the usually steadfast halls of Halas Hall. Unsubstantiated but persistent rumors suggest that Caleb Williams, the highly touted Quarterback who is poised to be the cornerstone of the Chicago Bears' future might be on the verge of a truly stunning departure from the franchise. While no official confirmation has emerged, the sheer audacity of the speculation has set the league abuzz, raising questions about what could possibly prompt such a monumental shift. The most insistent of these murmurs points to an irresistible offer, a proposal so extraordinary that it has apparently swayed even the most resolute of minds. Details remain frustratingly scarce, shrouded in the kind of secrecy that only fuels further conjecture. Could it be an unprecedented financial package from a team desperate for a franchise quarterback? Or perhaps a move to a team with an immediate championship window, offering a faster path to Super Bowl glory than a rebuilding Bears squad? The possibilities, however fantastical, are being debated with fervent intensity across sports desks and social media feeds. For Bears fans, this unconfirmed news, if true, would be nothing short of a gut punch. Williams' arrival was heralded as the dawn of a new era, a signal of hope, and a promise of contention after years of quarterback struggles. The city was ready to embrace him as its next gridiron hero. The notion that he might be considering an exit before even truly settling in is almost unfathomable. Yet the whispers persist, gaining an unsettling momentum with each passing hour. While the source of these rumors is as nebulous as the fog rolling in off Lake Michigan, the impact is undeniable. The NFL thrives on such intrigue, and the prospect of a star quarterback making such an unexpected move would undoubtedly send shockwaves through the league, forcing teams to reevaluate their strategies and potentially triggering a domino effect of trades and free agency moves. For now, it remains just that, a rumor, a whisper in the wind. But as the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's often fire. The coming days and weeks will undoubtedly be filled with intense speculation and anxious anticipation as the football world waits to see if these seismic whispers from the windy city are indeed a prelude to a truly unforgettable NFL saga. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.